live from
somewhere
out there.
Over the rainbow?
Where if
Dreams
I was
come
trying
true.
to think of the Fable song.
Yeah.
it's
Somewhere
an
out
American
there.
tale.
Yeah.
American Tale. There you go. Thank you, sir.
It is who's that? Linda Ronstadt and I always forget the other guy.
Batman.
No.
Michael Keaton. Fred Astaire.
Kenny Rogers?
Kenny Rogers.
Look at
A surprise
check
appearance
that.
by Christian
somewhere
Bale's
out there
Batman.
is Linda Ronstadt and somebody who I don't forget who the other person is.
James Ingram.
James Ingram. Okay, I knew it was. I had a feeling it was a nobody.
Welcome to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is Nick.
This is Rob.
This is Joe.
And welcome to your favorite podcast of all time, where we talk about pop culture news, including movies, TV shows, comics, and other stuff.
Music.
Toys. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Sci-fi has been a big focus of us because, Star Trek Deep Space Nine was our genesis of this podcast. We covered all 7 seasons of that, and we also watched the documentary. And our next project was we were going to watch Battlestar Galactica because these guys kept ripping it to my face.
And still are.
And still are ripping it to my face. So we're watching Battlestar Galactica right now. We are in the season 3 of Battlestar Galactica, and we got 2 episodes we're going to review in the second half of the episode. I'm trying to remember the names
Collaborator
of them.
and
Collaborators and Torn. There you go. And we'll review those in the second half. The first half, though, is usually our pop culture news where we play catch-up.
If you don't want to hear me rip this show anymore, you might want to tune out
Of these episodes?
after about 30 minutes.
Is this
of
going to be like you rip the show and then give it a 9? Because that's kind of your MO.
That is. I hate this. This was the worst piece of crap. I give it a 9.5.
You'll have. You know what? Stay tuned.
Well,
Stay
you know
tuned
what?
to
To
see.
be fair, we do have Starbuck being a train wreck again, and he's been very clear about Starbuck.
Yay.
So,
Stay tuned.
so anyways, let's start with this, though. Let's start with what we just watched right before we started the episode.
Porn.
Hey, podcasts to watch porn together, stay together.
Wow.
We've been together a couple. I'm going on 3 years.
Wow,
so.
that's very uncomfortable. I don't want to be a part of this podcast
Or do
anymore.
you?
Wait, is that why you told me to come 10 minutes later than you both? Is that
Well,
why you were both
yeah.
sweaty when I walked in here?
You walked right into that.
Oh, dear. So, anyways, a Strange New Worlds trailer came out. The second of the Strange New Worlds trailer comes out. And if I'm correct, Strange New Worlds premieres June 15th.
14th? The Thursday.
I think it said 15th.
I think that's the Flash the 15th, and Strange New Worlds is the 14th.
Maybe you're right.
What a-
Wow, that's
what a
a
good
busy
week.
weekend. Oh. And it's Father's Day.
Hey, we got that slurp on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
We're going to
That's
lose.
Nick drinking his
We're going to lose
coffee.
Your
our
fate.
couple.
Did we even introduce our names yet? We didn't say
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Wow.
we did.
What are you having a
This
stroke?
is Nick.
Are you sure that's not liquor?
So, a Strange New Worlds trailer came out.
So
where
that song from American Tales is who sings that? Like
Chris Ingram and Linda
is
Ronstadt.
that Mark Ingram?
Was it Mark Ingram? It
What's
probably was.
Did you tell him the name of the podcast too? I'm just throwing that.
This is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. This is Top Pod. Welcome
yes.
to Top Pod. So, Strange New Worlds, the second trailer came out. Joe and I just saw it for the first time 5 minutes ago.
No, I've already seen it.
That trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sucks. That was the
Actually,
first
you
one.
suck because we
I
both
saw
watched it.
the other trailer and I saw a couple teasers for it, but I was already sold, so I didn't need to see any more, kind of a thing. But that Anson Mount, though,
Yeah,
he still looks good.
Yeah, he does.
He still looks good. I was trying to think about this as I was watching this trailer just now,
June 15th.
June 15th. I was trying to think about what it is about Strange New Worlds that I love so like there's just something about it. The second I see it, it feels comfortable, right? It feels like I'm coming home to something. Whereas when I've watched Discovery, I feel like say what you will about Discovery, some people love it, some people hate it. It feels like a very different sort of Trek. It doesn't mean it's not Trek. It's just a different sort of Trek, right? But when I watched the Strange New Worlds trailer right away, I'm like, oh, it's Star Trek. And I'm trying to put my finger on what it is about that. And I'm not even talking about story-wise. It's just something about the visuals.
It was a white guy.
No, that's not what it is.
Oh, I don't know.
We just watched the whole show with Cisco as the captain.
I know. Yeah. I actually
I don't
think
know.
I actually think is because
See,
Not
I nailed
because
it.
they're white.
See, I
but
nailed
it is
it.
how they casted the characters. I feel like they nailed every single one of the castings of these characters. All of them are very lovable in their own way, right? Like, there was that one quick clip of the pilot almost crashing the shuttle. What's her name again? Diaz.
Isn't it Ortega?
Ortega. Almost crashing the ship and like just her
Diaz? Man, are you really having a stroke today?
I'm stroking out, man.
I mean, seriously. Health check?
I'm stroking out. It's the 3 donuts, man. I've got diabetes.
You do. You can't. I mean, you can't race 3 donuts into your body. And
what
then,
do I do with my hands, guys?
And then try to record a podcast.
I know it's not a good combination. So anyways, something like Ortega, just like her smirk that she had, like she's lovable as a character, where you see that in other Star Trek series where they do that, and there's just something about it. It doesn't feel
organic.
There you go. That's the word. I like it. You found it. There's just something about it. I feel like I'm coming home with Strange New Worlds. I'm excited about it.
And neither you have watched Lower Decks, correct?
No.
So
come on.
That's true.
Come on.
It's their half an hour though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah, but he's fighting through Scrubs right now.
He abandoned that battle a long time ago.
I haven't watched Scrubs in a little while, but it's I haven't abandoned ship. I just to borrow from another sitcom, we needed a break.
So the old adage is, Joe dared me to watch Newsroom.
The Newsroom, yes.
Yeah.
One of the greatest shows of all time.
I said, I'm not doing that. And he's like, well, you pick a show, I'll watch it. And so...
Classic Joe move, getting him biting off more than he can chew.
So I chose Scrubs for him.
Yes.
And
it was a good choice.
Spoiler alert, he hasn't watched it yet.
He's watched the first 3 seasons, right?
No, 2 1/4.
2 1/4. I thought you were in the 3rd season.
But has he got
that's 2 1/4 seasons.
Has he got to that episode?
Season.
No, the My Lunchbox?
Yeah.
No.
Is it like a turning point? Is it where?
No, it's just
do they recast the show and rewrite it?
It's just amazing.
It's a really good episode.
Okay.
Amazing.
I actually think the one where Cox has a breakdown is a really good one too.
And I just miss Cox.
That's later on. I love Cox.
Yeah, I love Cox. Why can't they bring Cox into like Ted Lasso?
I mean, isn't that Roy Kent?
Can't they just share the universe though? Can he be the team doctor?
a shared universe.
A shared universe.
The Scrubs team, shared universe, and then he shows up in. Didn't they have a shrink on Scrubs? They could bring in the other show that you like. That's kind of like shrinking.
Shrinking is not
meh.
Meh. It's really good.
Meh.
Gosh, we disagree on a lot of things.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, like Battlestar Galactica.
I hate you so much. I hate everything you stand for. So more. Let's talk more about Strange New Worlds, please. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's all you want.
I think Rob was. I think you were trying to make a point.
Yeah, I got distracted.
about Lower Decks, about how good. I think the casting is for.
Really, they look like their characters.
Yeah.
They do.
Tawny Newsome looks amazing. Jack Quaid looks amazing. The show obviously is animated and the characters are animated, so it's interesting to see how that'll translate into live action.
Yeah.
But like my daughter is a huge Lower Decks fan. And so when she saw that at school, mind you, she started blowing up my phone with text and pictures and non-words.
Really? In the middle of school?
Yeah, and how excited she was. And I tried to get Extra to do a YouTube exclusive review on it.
She's not going to do that.
She's like, I want to talk to somebody about it while we do it. I go, I don't want to be in it. I'll film it. I'll help you. But then she didn't. But yeah, like the whole preview looked good. And now I look at those two and I go, man, they look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, and to your question earlier, off air, it's got to be time travel, right?
It's got to be time travel.
That's the way the trailers are set up.
It can't be a holodeck because if it's a holodeck, Enterprise, anyone?
No, we're not.
If it's a holodeck, that'd be a bummer.
That'd be cheap, I think.
It would be really cheap.
Yeah, that would be.
Although Star Trek has done cheap before.
They did a finale of Enterprise. Did the holodeck? Yeah,
terrible.
It was all a holodeck recreation.
Terrible.
With Riker and Troy.
Looking old.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, that and The Flash, the same weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend, gentlemen. What are we going to do?
And Father's Day. It's Father's Day weekend.
Who cares about that?
That was
The
what
Flash.
We're fathers.
That's what I want for Father's Day. Take me to go see The Flash.
Amen.
That's all I want. but I want to see it Friday night, I think. Do I want to wait till Sunday?
Are we watching it together?
Are we?
Aren't we?
I assumed we were.
Oh, we are. Yeah, we are. Yeah. No, we were going to get tickets together.
Hey, if you're in the area, come join Keeping Up the Kardashians at the Flash.
Friday night. Imagine Canton.
Probably they had the bigger screen, I hear.
Yeah.
Than the one in Novi.
No, the Novi one's bigger.
I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what the article says. That one when it was built was the biggest one.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll
word
go
on
to
the street is Canton has the bigger one.
Well, let's go to Canton. Bigger isn't always better, gentlemen. I've seen some really good things with small packages that have
on smaller screens.
On smaller screens, yes. Because you know why? Because the sound is superior. You know, like when the bass hits you, the hum, the bzzz.
When the hit you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's about the ambiance. It's about the setting. Sometimes bigger is not better. Sometimes bigger is too much. Too much area to cover. I can't see everything.
That's why you move back. You don't sit.
Yeah, you don't sit
right up.
It gives me a headache. It feels like it's hitting me right in the face over and over again.
Yeah, when it's too big, it might hit you in the face.
Yeah, it's too much.
Okay,
that happens.
Yeah, that happens.
The problem isn't that it's just big, but it's really wide.
It's got girth.
Well, and then it's like, where do I start? Like, where on the screen am I supposed to? I don't know where to go. There's too much area to cover.
You got yourself a
what if the
full-fledged problem on your
Nick,
hands.
What if the movie's long too?
Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started about that. It needs to be at least they need to cut that. If it's 2 hours long, cut that
down
by an hour 59.
Yeah.
Let's just get right to the point.
Get it down to 3-4 minutes.
Just I'm there for the popcorn. Let's be honest with you. I want the snack.
Yeah.
That's all.
You can watch the trailer and everyone else can finish the movie later.
Exactly. It's not about them. It's about my satisfaction. So anyways, Stranger Worlds. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
Is what we're getting at. Shifting gears. I want to give some box office updates for this weekend.
Oh, I see what you did. Shifting gears.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was intentional. Shifting gears. Fast and the Furious 10,000 is bombing at the box office now.
Was it Fast X? Is that it?
Yeah.
Fast X. It's bombing at the box office. So the first week, I think it made like 90-something million, which is not still bad, but for a Fast movie, it's not great. But it had a 70% drop off, so it made $20 million its second weekend.
Seems like the box office is struggling right now.
Little Mermaid made 125 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 125 million, which is decent for it. It's below the Lion King opening, which was 192, and behind Beauty of the Beast, which is 175. But it's still a good take.
Right.
I just personally, I actually don't understand why Disney is so obsessed with doing live action remakes.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was to bring make them see the joy in cartoons and stuff like that. And, so lean in the CGI animation, lean in the cartoons, but stay away from live action for Disney. Though I really enjoyed Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King. I'm not
Beauty
and
the Beast was good.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen those two.
I think I saw Aladdin as well.
Yeah.
I never did see Aladdin.
Guardians of the Galaxy took in 20 million.
Nice. So it has some staying power.
Super Mario Brothers has added another 6 million. So
that's right. Super Mario Bros. Did really well.
And Super Mario's out on digital now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it is.
I think we're watching it here tonight.
Oh, are you?
Look.
Yeah. I think we're projecting it on my garage door.
You'll like it.
Nice. It's
I think you'll
good.
like
It's
it.
really good. You have a projector?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You have a garage?
We started the podcast in there.
Oh, that's right.
So
I
Mario.
miss those days.
The old days.
We should do a retro filming in there.
We should.
So Guardians of the Galaxy is approaching 300 million then. They're at 290 million right now.
What was the budget?
I don't know. I'm assuming 200 million.
I'm assuming 200, somewhere around there.
But again, with these movies, I see what you're going to go. That's kind of a loss, but in a way it's not, because they're just continuing the IP properties of these things, and they can sell the toys and they can sell the games and they can sell all that stuff. So it just keeps the
brand alive.
The brand.
I guess, but I think
that ride at Disney's dope though.
But I mean, to me, I think the idea of releasing a movie like that is to make more than $100 million.
opening weekend?
Profit.
Oh, profit? Yeah.
Oh,
Net.
it's going to make more than 100 million, I think, in profit easily.
I mean,
Well, that's all
let's say
revenue, so profit's a different animal.
No, I'm talking
yeah,
about.
You say it's approaching 300. Is that probably domestic or is that worldwide?
That's domestic. Worldwide, they're at $673 million.
Dang.
So
All
they
right.
made
Yeah,
their
so they
money.
made their money.
Their money.
They're all right.
Yeah.
They're good. And I think this is we're in an era now where we have to stop looking just at the domestic box office.
Well, that's you know what you're the one who reads the numbers, so you're misleading me.
I am
Intentionally.
But so let me take Fast X as an example, right?
Somehow it made less money worldwide.
It's at 88 million. So worldwide, though, it's at 354 million. So domestic, it's at $85 million. Worldwide, 354 million.
Do they break it down by country? I'm interested in who really is.
Did it release
It's
in
the
China yet?
Italians.
Yeah.
The Italians really love the Vin Diesel. That's my Italian impersonation.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Thank you.
What's your Irish accent?
Yeah.
Italian. I am Irish.
It's the same guy. He's just traveling to Ireland.
I'm
I
Irish,
am a
Italian.
world traveler.
What about Scottish?
I am Scottish. Scottish, show you.
Lord.
So Mario has made 1.25 billion. How about that?
Yeah.
1.25 billion
Dang.
worldwide. So Mario is a juggernaut.
Juggernaut?
Juggernaut. Gosh, that's the donuts, man.
We're gonna have to limit you to 2 donuts right before recording because
No.
Or they could run a lap or something.
I got the shakes, boys. I got the shakes.
I mean you can't. You mainline 3 donuts in right before
They were
recording.
really good.
And you
Looney
probably-
Bakery, man.
I think you felt
Looney
fine.
Bakery,
as soon as
Livonia,
you-
Michigan.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
5 Mile in Farmington. Check it out.
Or 696 in Farmington.
It is. It's more. It's more.
Oh, yeah.
96.
It's
96.
Farmington and the
Schoolcraft.
service drive. Yeah.
Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft Road.
Ooh, you are. I mean, I think you felt fine when you started. When we started,
I did.
and then the sugar kicked in.
It's hitting hard. Okay, so what are the big releases coming up in the next couple weeks, though?
The Flash.
Well, I mean, that's yes.
Little Mermaid.
Is that the next big one
Oppenheimer.
coming up?
Oppenheimer.
That's not going to make a
Barbie.
lot of money, though.
Barbie's gonna make a shit.
I don't
ton.
think Oppenheimer will.
I don't know
All right.
where that movie fits now in this
Yeah,
current
I don't
area.
know.
I have
All right.
no idea.
June 2nd, you got Spider-Man Across the Universe.
Which
That's
will be
going to make
huge.
that's going to make 300 million.
That should be huge.
Spider-Man will.
Then I'm just going by big releases coming out. Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I'm predicting 175.
They just
total.
New reviews of that just started coming out and said it's better than the Michael Bay stuff.
I thought it. Oh, well, that
Well,
doesn't
initially
say a lot.
Initially, the reviews were trashing it, so I don't know if Paramount's on a marketing blitz and paying people off, but
I think that's gonna be closer to the Fast and the Furious.
So
box
$200
office.
million.
So
when all is said
a
and done.
decent opening and then a steep drop off weeks 2 and beyond.
And then June 16th, you have The Flash with Elemental, which is the Pixar movie, right? Which that one doesn't look that great. It looks like a repeat of Inside Out. So I think The Flash should come. I think 300 million it needs to make.
Opening
we've
weekend?
kind of talked about total.
Oh.
Opening weekend, it needs to make 100 million.
I think it will.
Fit did it opening weekend. Damn.
It's going to do 100 million because of nostalgia with Michael Keaton.
Well, we know it's at
The
least doing
89 Batman
$40.
fans will come out. Yeah, I know, right? They
Yeah.
got us. Then you got, let's see, I'm to June 23rd. There's nothing coming out that one. June 30th is Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That'll make some money.
I hope so.
The reviews of it are not really great so far.
Really?
Yeah, the advanced reviews are not. They're not bad, but they're not great.
I don't give a shit what advanced reviewers.
And then
Yeah,
July
neither do I.
12th, Mission Impossible.
Yes.
We still got to watch all those together.
Right now?
Not right now.
Can we just watch one right now and just do that as our podcast
Yeah,
instead?
we could. July 21st is Oppenheimer and Barbie, which they're not competing with one another. Those
Same
are-
day.
Same
Yeah.
day? That's rough. That's going to be a long day at the theater.
That's when you buy one for the early show and you stay for the next one.
Yeah.
I would too. Where do you start with? Do you do Oppenheimer first,
think you
and then
start-
you go with the
Yeah.
high?
The
of-
lighter one later?
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Yeah, you do. Then July 28th, Haunted Mansion.
There's some people in this house excited about that one.
And that's really kind of. I'm looking into August, and we're there's not a lot. That looks great. No. August 18th, Blue Beetle. It's going to be lucky to make $100 million.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big opening for that.
No. Oh, they're doing a Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Oh my god.
I needed another one. I did.
First one's really good.
First one was good.
Second one. All right.
Some movies don't really need a sequel or two.
No, they don't. So all this is to say, bad box office for Fast and the Furious, good box office for Little Mermaid. But I think Little Mermaid, we're going to see a huge drop off with that too.
You think so?
I think that one's going to be lucky to make $300 million domestic.
I think word of mouth will help that one too, or hurt it.
I think you're starting to get into some of the Disney properties that aren't as beloved as people think
People
they
love
actually
the Little
are.
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
You're insane.
When you put it up against like The Lion King,
No, it stands it. Stands it with Lion King.
maybe it's because Little Mermaid was kind of a little past my time.
Look
Maybe
before.
No, Pat. Like I was too old by that point where I'm like, I don't really care.
I never cared in the first.
Little
place.
Mermaid was like
94,
No.
93.
I grew out of cartoons.
Maybe, I think
quick.
earlier than that. I think it was 92.
Well, Nick has
Was
a
it?
computer; he could look it up.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't really care.
I want to say Little Mermaid was 91
Was
or
it
92.
so? Was that the one the year before?
Maybe even earlier.
Was it Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, or was it Aladdin, Little Mermaid? I think it was before Aladdin, so it would have been at least
A
93.
whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
A new
I think The Little Mermaid was
fantastic
before Aladdin.
point
I think
of
you're
view.
So if it was 94, 93, 92.
Lion King was 94.
Yeah, so
Aladdin was 93, and I think Little Mermaid was 92.
that would make sense.
Incorrect.
Oh, really?
What was it?
89.
Shut
Okay.
up.
I was thinking it was earlier.
I did not
'cause
realize it was
Wow.
that early.
So was there 90? What was their big summer movies? Because at the release
Rescuers
when-
Down Under. I think that was the early 90s.
Well, they used to release their big one every single June.
Mm.
Any guesses on what the runtime of The Little Mermaid is? The new one?
The new one?
Well, let's go with the
hour.
first one.
Well, the first one, 88 minutes.
89.
83.
I was gonna say
Okay.
89.
83. But what about the second one?
123.
107.
Shut up.
135.
Holy crap.
Come on,
It's a-
stop
Why do
it.
you need that much?
2 hours and 15 minutes?
I
You
know.
could watch The Little Mermaid
For a
twice.
kids movie?
Oh my God! Why? You know what? It deserves to not make money for runtime alone.
Screw that movie. I hope it bombs.
Wow.
Anyways, any other news we want to cover?
I have 2 bullet points, and they'll be relatively quick. The Arrowverse is dead, effective yesterday.
It gone.
Flash
ended.
aired its last episode. And
Emotional? You
I
cried?
didn't watch it.
Oh.
I haven't watched
I
Flash
haven't
in a
watched
couple
it
years.
in years. Yeah.
But I'll probably watch the last season just out of curiosity.
Mhm.
But I mean, the first 2 seasons were especially the first one,
They were incredible.
so damn good. And a bunch of seasons of the Arrow were good. So it lasted for a long time. It carried the CW, and now she's dead. She gone.
She gone.
Bye-bye.
Yep. And
Rip.
then, what do you guys know at Disney World about the Galactic Cruiser?
It's closed.
Yeah. So do
Or
you know
it's
anything about it?
closing.
Yeah.
So if you don't know anything about it, it's an all-inclusive resort at Disney World where you go into a fake ship.
Mhm.
You stay there in time. It's like a murder mystery that lasts 2 days, I think it is.
And it's Star Wars themed,
Yeah,
right?
Star Wars themed, 100% Star Wars themed, and like all the actors all the wait staff is characters.
Is this the one that's like 6,000, 5,000 a night or whatever it is?
Yeah, it's nasty.
And you're saying they're going to close it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
Weird.
closing at the end of the year, right?
Yeah. They're closing it.
I
'Cause
think the
it's-
last ship is in
it's-
September or something like
It's
that.
significantly losing money, like
Yeah.
big time losing money.
Because it's
It's
I think-
$5,000 a night.
I think the cheapest was $4,800 a night,
I think
or
that
$4,800 for the trip.
I think the big problem that Disney has right now with the Star Wars property is that they're leaning for their destinations, for their rides, for everything. They're leaning too hard
And the
into
IPs.
new Star Wars. I don't like the Galactic Starcruiser would be cool, but I don't want to see Rey running around. I want to see a Luke Skywalker running around. I want to see the Emperor.
Right.
I want to see the older Star Wars stuff. I don't want to see Rey and Finn and Poe Dameron. I don't care.
There are people that do though.
Yeah, they're trying to market to people who are going to have money later on.
Yeah, people that are a little younger than us.
That's great later on, but like who's paying for those tickets now? It's the parents, and if you can't get them like to want to be invested in it, like
I think
as a 45-year-old dad, let's say you're a 45-year-old dad and your kid's like, oh, I really want to go see it because I love Ray, and you're like, oh, okay, let's spend $4,000 a night. And
if my kid sounds like that, I'm saying no.
Yeah.
If my kid sounds like that, no.
Yeah.
That is what your kid sounds like.
That being said,
I know I say no all the time. No, we're not. No.
No, Daddy, no. Why, Daddy?
My kids are not allowed to call me
Can
Daddy.
Can I call you Daddy? Hey, Daddy.
You can't say it like that.
Hey, Daddy.
Oof.
You want to go see a movie on the big screen?
Daddy.
Daddy.
Good God, that's terrible.
I don't think this was a good idea. It wasn't a good idea from the jump.
Yeah.
Well, it's just too much. I mean, for your extreme Star Wars fans, they're going to save that much up. That's not everybody. And then is the ultra rich?
Couldn't they? They couldn't.
The ultra rich are just going to buy it.
Well, they're going to stay at the Grand Floridian or something like that.
They're going to.
Yeah, but I mean, couldn't they sort of scale it back a little bit and make it a little more affordable?
That's what I don't understand. Why do they have to completely close it? Like, you feel like they would just be like,
I meant from the beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like now, like can't you
just make it a Star Wars themed resort? It has 100 rooms.
Yeah,
and you can still top tier it because of the limited room capacity.
Unless maybe that is the plan. Like they're closing it as the Galactic Starcruiser and they're going to reopen it as something.
But to my knowledge,
Docking Bay 97 or something.
Yeah, nice. Rise of the Resistance is dope as hell, though.
I haven't got. It was
Rise of the Resistance is awesome.
Yeah,
it was not open when I went there.
Yeah, you got to go.
I would like to go.
Okay, the whole thing is awesome, but there is a moment where there is a moment, and your soul will leave your body.
There's a wow factor.
It is,
and
incredible.
as a guy who doesn't like Star Wars saying this, there is just this one moment which I know what you're talking about, where you just go, "Holy crap, this is effing cool."
Yeah. I know. I want to go.
I mean, oh God, there it is.
No one's invited me to go to Disney with them recently.
I'm trying to talk my family doing a day or two trip there in October.
Ooh, a day or two trip.
Yeah.
October.
My daughter pointed out that a band she likes is playing there, and
Name of the band?
And a band that you like too.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. Yeah,
it's a selfish reason.
Is it Hanson?
It's Hanson.
Okay.
They're playing at Epcot, and I'm like, well, if we could go,
Are they
at Epcot?
and do one or two of the parks.
Yeah, but you'd want to go to Disney World. I would rather go to
Hollywood
Studios.
That's in Disney World.
Yeah.
It's not. No. Oh, you'd rather go to Magic Kingdom.
No, I wouldn't. The wife would.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
But that's why you get a park hopper. You do Rise of the Resistance, and you jump to wherever you need to go because I don't want to be at Epcot all day.
Nobody really does unless you're drinking all day.
Well, especially with the construction that's going on there.
Yeah, it's torn up.
It
was when I was there.
So I have some stuff I might try to sell to push that agenda as to get our foot in the door. So Nick,
your body.
Yeah. 734-494-0980.
Yeah. Make it happen.
I'm joining Joe's Jonely fans.
Yeah. Get some people.
Some Joe on Rob action.
There you go. It'll happen.
Get some actual fans in.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
So just hate mail.
Any other pop culture news to cover?
I don't think so.
I want to follow up what Rob said about a band playing Epcot, and I just want to, because I think it is the single. I think it's the perfect choice. I want to talk about Foo Fighters' new drummer.
Oh,
Josh Freese.
There couldn't have been as soon as I announced Josh Freese, I was like, yes, that is the perfect drummer. He is the perfect drummer to replace. He's not going to replace Taylor into what that band means, what he means to that band. Mm-hmm. But as far as playing the music, getting it to sound and feel right, and going in there without an ego, not trying to do anything, ruffle any feathers, and he's friends with everybody's friends with him.
Yeah, they love him. He's absolutely adored with the band.
He's pretty eclectic too, because he's
drummed with everybody.
A Perfect Circle for
Devo,
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Devo, he's been around the block.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I've been a fan of Josh Freese's for about 25 years.
Yeah,
because one of my favorite bands growing up was the Vandals.
Yep, and he was in the Vandals.
He was with the Vandals. He's so good. He's just so good.
Yep.
Yeah, when you said Josh Freese, I was actually really surprised I knew the name. I'm like, wait a second, why do I? That's the Perfect Circle guy.
Yeah.
He was also in Nine Inch Nails too.
Yeah. He's a
Weezer for a while.
He's a renowned session drummer.
Yeah.
People love him. It's a perfect fit for them.
Yep.
Perfect fit for the Foo Fighters.
Did you watch the trailer, the video?
I did.
He did a great job.
He did.
It was awesome.
It was funny how they were introducing him. So different drummers would come in. Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers walked in. They're like, "Get out!" Basically like, "Get out."
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee came in,
Oh, that's fun.
And
then he's sitting there at the drum set the whole time. He's like, "Hey guys,
You guys didn't send that video of all the things you send?
That's a good point. But it was a
you
funny,
know what? Point Rob. Who was the third drummer? There was Chad Smith.
Who was it?
It was
Pharrell.
Tommy Lee, and it was somebody else. And they came in. They were all. It was like a skit where they all came in and either dropped something off or said.
No, I dig it.
It looked like they were waiting for their drummer to show up.
Yeah.
And all these three drummers came in.
Guns N' Roses drummer. Oh no, wait. Who is it? Chad Smith, Tommy Lee, Tools, Danny Carey.
Oh,
too.
Danny Carey. Yeah.
Danny Carey.
With
Yeah.
two poodles.
Man, they made a mistake. That'd be too much for them, for that band.
They're like, you gotta calm down on the drums, bro.
I will argue that for what the Foo Fighters need, Josh Freese is the better drummer than Danny Carey.
Oh yeah.
Well, I would agree because it's just a different animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like technical abilities. I think Danny's probably better. I think Danny's one of the best drummers on the planet.
Yeah. Recognized by Hans Zimmer as one of the best drummers on the planet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's kind of a big deal.
But I would agree. I don't think his style and his strengths would fit the Foo Fighters.
No, he could probably do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna. Josh is gonna do it the way that it needs to be done.
That's fair.
Yeah, I get you.
It's awesome. It was a great announcement. I was excited.
Yeah, it's a good fit. And they had their first concert the other night, and I watched some clips from it. Looked great. So
with Josh,
yeah, with Josh, yeah,
because he played on the tribute.
Yes,
I think he played on the tribute concert.
He did. He played on Everlong and a couple other ones.
So
I plan on seeing them when they're in the area. So hopefully they come to Detroit soon.
So. I would go see them.
Would you go?
Hmm?
You wouldn't know.
I probably would. As long as the price is right.
Rock and roll concert. You're probably hard pressed to beat Foo Fighters for a rock and roll concert.
They're one of
now.
the best. They're one of the best rock concerts you'll see. And I know it sounds like a bias because I'm a Foo fan, but I mean they're going to give you a really long.
I'm not an ultra Foo Fighters fan,
No.
and I think for your money, I think you'll walk out of there.
It's good money's worth. Yeah, absolutely.
They could just play hits and it'd be a 2-hour show.
Right. Oh gosh, I know. I actually saw their playlist from this first concert with Josh Freese, and they had 4 off their new album, which the reviews for the new album are off the charts. They said it's their best album in 20 years, which could make a lot of sense, man. Their drummer just died. It's
the material. There's something to write about.
Good material, right?
Did he drum on this album, or did he die before they started
died
doing?
before this was like a tribute album.
Oh, okay,
almost
gotcha.
To him.
I think Josh is playing on the album.
Yes, he is. He is. So that album comes out on June 2nd, I believe.
Okay, so
I'm
we're creeping up on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that one on vinyl for sure.
You'll have to review it on Keeping Up the Kardashians.
I will. Yeah, boys. All right, are we ready to move on to Battlestar?
Aren't we?
Here we go. Collaborators. All right. Well, we are off New Caprica now, and things are great, aren't they? Not. Things suck. Tom Zarek is the president, and Tom knows he can't be the president, so he basically agrees, okay, Laura, you can become the president, so I'm going to appoint you as the vice president, then I'm going to step down, which makes you become the president, and then he's like, I just want to be in the government, so appoint me as vice president, which is totally shady, right?
He didn't say that.
No, he just wanted a seat at the table, and she said, how about you be my vice president?
Yeah.
Right. Of course, this is before she realized what Zarek had done. Zarek had authorized a group called The Circle, which is a group of consisting of Colonel Ty, Chief Tyrrell, Sam Anders, and 3 other random no names to be part of a jury who basically gets all the collaborators and does a trial on them, and once they're found guilty, they're airlocked. They put them in the airlock, and they launched out
like a t-shirt cannon.
Yeah, doof, doof. Jammer goes out, even though Jammer's like, I saved Kelly, and he's like, yeah, not enough, bro. You're gone. So he's gone. Gata is brought in the CIC to repair some damages, and Ty berates her, and Starbuck is berating her later over lunch. They're all ripping on him because he worked with Gaius and they don't like it. So they begin to discuss Gaius's execution. Anders quits. He's like, I'm done with this. This is ridiculous. So who do they appoint? Starbuck. Starbuck's the new person to be part of it. And as they're getting ready to execute him, he's Starbuck's like, beg for your life. Tell me what you told me. And he's like, oh,
what you told me.
Dead drops with the dog with a yellow bull. And Tyrrell hears it and he's like, oh my gosh, we almost killed an innocent man. And they all walk away, realizing that they're almost killing innocent people.
I don't know if he's innocent.
Innocent light.
Guilty light.
You back off my Gata.
Diet guilty.
You back off my Gata. So Rosalind and Adama learn about the circle, and Zarek's like, we had to do what we had to do. And they're ripping him, and they're like, no, this ain't cool. So she takes the president of the office, and she announces a general pardon and says that they're going to form a truth commission to reconcile the fleet. Meanwhile, Balter's on the Cylon base star. They're debating whether they should kill him or let him live.
Kill him.
They finally decide to let him live.
Damn.
That's the episode. There we go. Collaborators.
Couple things.
Yeah.
One.
Go for it.
He is not innocent. Innocent is a word that carries a
How
lot
is
of
he
weight.
guilty?
He was feeding.
What was he supposed to do?
To work, he's not innocent.
What was he supposed to do?
I never said he was guilty.
What was he supposed to do, though?
He did what he could, but he's not innocent. Innocent means he had no hand in what was happening. He had a hand. He was the right hand man of the guy who was actively turning things to shit.
But it sounds like he immediately started working for the Resistance. Immediately. This isn't a guy who
Gotta have an
halfway
inside guy. That's nice.
I know. I didn't say he was guilty. I said he wasn't innocent.
You're gonna make me side with Nick. I don't like it.
He's not.
Two, we need to the circle.
Is anyone
it's the
innocent?
circle jerks. They're the circle jerks because they're all jerks.
They were.
Except for Chief. And
Chief is and Anders.
Well,
Well,
Chief
he walked out on it. He's like,
Yeah,
this is
and
ridiculous. They just
even-
want
even-
vengeance.
Ty is a little bit on the. He's hellbent.
Oh yeah, I mean we
Jaded.
see that more in the next episode
Yeah.
too with Ty. But like, yeah, I mean, and you
I
get
wanna
it with
kill
Ty.
everybody.
I get it.
You get it. This
But
guy,
I also was disappointed that he did not have a beard.
Yeah, all of them didn't have a beard.
it's gone. Yeah.
Well, Chief,
Look
he
at
has
the-
stubble.
They gotta be in uniform, I guess. And
Yeah.
Chief's unlisted.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But Chief did have stubble. He did.
Chief needs to get that beard back because he looks good with a beard.
He does. Both him and Ty looked better with a beard.
Yeah. Yeah. And Ty's hitting the bottle again. We saw that.
That's
Yeah.
next episode.
That's next episode. But
More next episode.
I think we can assume that's already happening now.
Yeah. We should drop the beard, add the bottle.
So, okay, let's get into this conversation about having a secret. Like Zarek's argument was, you can't have public trials because public trials are going to tear people apart and people are just going to start accusing people of being collaborators and blah, 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 blah. So it has to happen behind scenes. So let's start with that. Agree or disagree with Tom Zarek?
I don't think I agree or disagree.
I more disagree.
You disagree?
I'd
And
probably more agree.
Really?
I think I more agree with Tom on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very hard, like making me choose. I would probably say that would be the not easier route, but it would be the better route for morale, for longevity, for things like that.
That people just disappear or that they have the trials?
Well, that they have that they do it secretly.
Okay.
Well, we
But-
saw the trials weren't exactly fair.
No.
That's my point. Is
Yeah.
if you're gonna do this,
do it right.
the tribunal that does this has to be.
You guys just came to my side, by the way.
No, I
Not
said
exactly.
no,
Not
because you said public trials. I say do it.
I'm
No,
saying
I said-
public versus private trials.
see,
I'm not
there's-
arguing how they're doing
It's got to be a mixture. It's got to be private trials, but public knowledge.
No,
No, because that makes it worse. Because
makes it
afterwards
public
you're
then.
like, we found them guilty and we airlocked them. And then they're going to be like, wait, what?
Well, but
Yeah,
at
why?
least they'd have objective people on a jury.
but you can't. No, the public can't know that somebody is eliminated without knowing why or how. Or
You can release that after the fact, but the trial itself,
then you might as well just have open trials.
I don't know. I think that'd be
You might as
too-
well just section off a bunch of people and do it publicly instead of.
I disagree. I think that there becomes too much going on at that point. I think you can make the results public,
Yeah.
but you got to keep that private so that way everything happening in there is just knowledge to those people at that point, and he can make everything else after the fact. But
It doesn't need to be.
I think
let them figure it out.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Where'd Gata go? I haven't seen him in 2 weeks.
No. I think he went on that one ship with the gardens and everything. Oh wait, that one got blown up actually.
Treason equals death, right? That's in their bylaws.
No ifs, ands, or that's basically what it was, right?
I couldn't remember. I drew a blank.
It's punishable by death.
So I forgot about the prison ship. I'm like, what about?
But it's interesting because
well, good first of all.
This is where the private trial. Okay, so I like the idea of the private trials, but where they backfire, and this is also maybe partially because of who they have as their jurors. You have
they selected that group for a reason.
They wanted them all to be guilty, right? Because you have Gaius, like that information might not come out unless they forced that information wouldn't have come out unless Kara started.
Yeah, he was on his dead.
He was going to get launched out.
Yeah.
If you have a public trial where you have witnesses come up and all these people talking back and forth, that's going to come out naturally.
Right.
So you're going to hear that stuff in a public trial.
Well, even with the first guy that jettisoned.
Yeah, Jammer.
Yeah.
But Jammer did.
He was more guilty. Don't get me wrong.
Jammer was more guilty.
The thing about Kelly didn't come up naturally
until the end.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but when
at least it's a speaking point
when
in that situation.
They're doing guilty till proven innocent right now.
Yeah. They're basically the internet now.
But Chief
cancel culture.
Yeah.
Chief couldn't
Airlock
confirm
culture.
that until after. He couldn't confirm that until after the fact.
Right.
So you get people will say anything when their life is on the line.
Well, then you confirm it, and then you launch them out on airlock if it's wrong. That's new evidence. You've presented new evidence, new potential circumstantial.
Yeah, but you have to consider the source. It's somebody whose life is about to end. They'll say anything. So what you can't.
I saved Kelly. Let's go ask Kelly. Go back to it. Then throw him out the air tube if he's lying.
Yeah, but I think the whole point is we've already captured him. We got to either he dies now or he doesn't die now. I don't think there's like, well, we're going to release you for now. Just don't tell anyone.
This is why it can't be a secret group, because this kind of thing happens.
But could it be a secret group? But could it be done by a more fair jury? Because again, that's the problem. You have 6 resistance fighters. Like, of course they're going to find all these collaborators guilty.
Yeah, no one from Galactica.
You need people. Yeah, you need people who were not on Caprica to be the judges at this point.
Well, how come no one asked Callie how she got away before this?
And how come Callie didn't remember that?
Yeah.
I got away on my own.
She can't see things over her annoying voice.
I know.
She was half sleeping.
She was half sleeping. Yeah.
And postpartum.
And the obvious, and also it's clear that the baby's not sleeping very well, so they're not getting a lot of sleep.
I'm an idiot when I first wake up too, so I understand that.
That's a good point. Okay,
I'm more concerned why no one asked her how she got away when everybody else was
like weeks ago. But like in the time Lee dropped the weight in that time frame.
Maybe
my son argued a good point. He's like, it didn't matter that Jammer let him go. No one got killed there of that group. They all got away because the resistance fighters started firing on them before the silence.
There was probably a couple that got it on accident.
Maybe a couple casualties, but like for the really Jammer's actions had no consequence.
Well, then he's justified. Kill him. The only feather in his cap is circumstantial.
Well, then the debate is, he tried to save one, but is that one better than the multiple he probably imprisoned or whatever it might be?
Well, does that show some sort of atonement, right? Like, and that's where it gets really tricky here. You're a collaborator, right? You've worked for the Cylons, and at first you start. Let's look at Jammer. Jammer went in with good intentions. And then he started to realize they were in over their head. They killed a bunch of innocent civilians, and he was turning. Obviously, he was turning, which is why he was freeing Callie. But that's when basically the Galactica drops in and rescues all of them. So
still a cool scene.
So does that atonement? In that moment, knowing that he was going to turn sides, does that? I don't want to say it doesn't absolve him.
No.
Mm-mm.
But does that make it so that his life is not worth losing?
So I think I've said this multiple times on this podcast, where everybody has an opportunity to sort of course correct their sins or the things that they've done wrong.
Right.
Some people it takes longer than others. Some people, because they haven't done that many bad things in their life, they can do it in a shorter period of time.
Right.
I believe he was on the course to correct this, but he needed more time. By the time that he got to trial, quote unquote, no, the good hadn't outweighed the bad. But he's guilty. I don't know.
He's absolutely guilty. He's absolutely guilty. But like, let's say they finally all, because they're like, well, and even in that moment, they all said, well, yeah, so what? He rescued Kelly. That's one person, right? Right. But is that one act signs that they were in over their head? Like, that's kind of the way I look at it. I don't feel like you can look at the New Caprica Police as just truly evil.
Not all of them.
You got to look at this as really gray because everyone was fighting to survive in the way they could.
I think there's some that joined it for malicious intent.
Obviously,
so how do you feel about like Nazi officers?
Well,
are they all?
I think that depends on level of involvement in the structure, right?
Okay, let's equate the New Caprica Police to Nazi police.
Yeah.
And
where they were going in the home and
same involvement,
Jewish people.
and Jammer was involved.
Yeah.
He's very involved because
and that's a good way of looking at it, right? You're part of the Nazi police where you're raiding homes, taking all the Jewish people to concentration camps. But towards the very end of the war, you decide to rescue one Jewish person. And does that absolve you of all your guilt?
No,
it doesn't.
He wasn't like.
That's tough to go down because in Jammer's situation, did he realize that they're going to start offing people like that?
I think at some point he had to have realized it, right?
Did he realize it then though? Because I don't know if I don't know if story wise in their narrative that they explained that they had the executions that were about to happen. I think that was a new development.
He knew those executions were happening at that point.
Are you sure? Because I thought Gaius is the only one that knew that. Because he tried
to. Well, I think he realized. I think they all realized when they were in the car.
Well, maybe on the way there, maybe he realized. Oh, we're stopping.
Yeah. I think that's when he realized it.
Not a good look, bro.
Yeah, you're right though. Like, does that one act absolve you or atone for your sins? No, it absolutely doesn't. The question becomes: is the only answer to make up for what you've done wrong to airlock someone? Right. And Laura Roslin answers that question. She basically grants a general pardon for anyone. Right. I almost feel like that's what you have to do, though, in this situation. I don't think you can be going and finding people guilty because then
it might be a little too generous.
You think so?
Like I said, there might be some of those people that wanted to do was okay doing bad.
But how do you get the evidence for that?
I don't know if you can.
They had stacks of paperwork. There's probably hard evidence in there.
Yeah, probably. I'm a sucker, you know me. I want to believe that like these people knew what they were doing was not great. There are exceptions to the rule.
There's some selfish people in there.
There were some people
make my life better.
Yeah, or not make my life. Well, yes, I was going to say like a Gaius Baltar syndrome where it's like self-preservation is.
God, I hate that guy.
Is rule number one.
Starbucks climbing.
She's climbing
to the number one spot.
She's climbing right now, especially episode 2. But
she's a scumbag in this episode too.
She is, isn't she?
So they're in the mess hall or whatever.
Oh, it shits on Gaius.
She goes over there and you almost feel like she's gonna there's some sort of act of solidarity towards Gaius.
Yeah.
Or towards not Gaius. Towards Gaeta. And she goes over there and shits all over him and makes it about her. Me. I was over here. Why weren't you doing anything for me? I'm like, and she has this look about her and this attitude.
It's the look.
But you don't get it
sort of about that part.
Almost does like duck lips. It's almost like a.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is actually a really good.
Yeah.
But you know what? I get it in this moment, though.
Here's the thing.
I don't like her character right now, but I get where she's coming from in her head. She's scarred.
Yeah.
She was scarred.
I get it. But
you hate her.
Story-wise,
I do.
I really appreciate that when she sat down, because I thought, okay, she's going to try to be like, yay. But story-wise, writer-wise, I really appreciate that they didn't do that and made her kind of unpleasant in that scenario. Did I like her? No, but I liked that they did it.
Well,
you know what episode I thought of for Deep Space Nine as I was watching this was I was thinking of Hard Times a lot and about what O'Brien went through, and by the end of that episode he was about to pull the trigger and kill himself, and how impactful that was.
Yeah.
And then the very next episode he's back to O'Brien, and how much I hated that. Right now you see what it looks like when they don't hit that reset button.
Starfleet meds though.
Them Starfleet, yeah. Now we see what it's like when you don't hit the reset button. We see that a little bit in this episode. We definitely see that in the next episode.
And fact check, Brian didn't come back for 5 episodes after that one, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he was gone. He was filming a movie at the time.
Oh.
So,
which is a great episode to send him off on, actually, then. So I appreciate that angle.
And I'm not done ripping her apart.
Okay, go for it.
So Gaeta opens up and gives her this information, right?
And she blows it off.
She doesn't blow. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Right? Because she doesn't know about.
Well, anything he said, she's not going to believe anyway.
Right. Yeah. But then she joins the Circle Jerks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they bring up Gaeta. He's our next case.
And she
never mentions what he said to her.
Yeah.
As evidence.
Right. And that's part of the problem of these secret trials.
Gaeta was going to take the fall. He wasn't going to say shit. He was going to go.
Like, whatever. Like,
just do it. Just do it. I'm guilty anyway.
He said, I won't beg for my life.
Well, and part of it is.
And then she. And then
tell them about
she had this look on her face.
Lies.
She had this look on her face.
She wanted him to.
Yeah. And then she made him beg. And then it comes out. She is a bum. She's an absolute bum.
She was just in a torture cell for 4 months where this guy basically is like, you love me, you love me, you love me, stab. Plus, you love me, you love me, you love me, stab. Rinse, repeat.
She got to kill this guy.
Over and over again.
Over and over again.
But he kept coming back.
That's going to be satisfying.
Okay. Can you imagine someone from your life that you no longer want a part of your life, and you kill them and they keep coming back?
Or that you don't kill them.
I get to kill them over and over and over
again. But they keep coming back, baby.
That's okay.
No, they keep coming back.
And
not only do they come back, they're like, I'll just keep coming back to harass you, to make your life miserable.
Let me reframe it for you. Something happens that you love doing. Yeah. You get to do it. And then it happens again, over and over and over again.
Oh.
Listen, I don't like Starbuck. I think her character
she's a bum right now.
She just.
Remember when Joe liked her?
She was cool though.
She was cool in the beginning.
She's lost it. I mean, I think
her arrogance. She's lost her charm.
Well, you know what's so interesting is a lot of the times
she feels like she's better than everybody.
We spend a lot of time talking about character growth, right? But now we have a case of character regression, and intentional character.
Oh, for sure.
This isn't like the writers are just writing her poorly. They're intentionally writing her like this.
No, I don't think it's written poorly. I just think
are they intentionally writing her this unsympathetic though?
I think so. I don't know. I think she is okay.
Not meaning that sympathetic.
I think she is sympathetic.
Might not be the right word.
Yeah.
But they're writing her this unlikable on purpose.
Unreasonable. She's unreasonable.
And really what's her husband's name? Anders, right?
Anders, yeah. And she dumps him.
And she does, but she basically says like, I can't even stand to look at you now
because I want to hurt you.
Because I want to hurt you. I was like, what has Anders done?
Well, I think the whole point is she just wants to hurt everyone.
She wants to hurt people in general.
Then do it.
And the
Grow
whole point
a fucking
is
parent.
The whole point why she wants to dump him is because he's good and she doesn't want to hurt.
That's next episode.
You got to grow a pair.
Oh my gosh, Ty is great though. He really is right now. So then you have Rosalind offering the blanket pardon, which you said is too much, right?
Yeah, I think it's too much.
I don't think there's any other way to go. What do you do?
I think
we went from one extreme to the other.
Yeah,
I agree with both of you. I think a blanket pardon on the surface is too much. I don't think all of them deserve a pardon.
I think there's one person who doesn't deserve a pardon, and
Baltar.
he's missing right now.
Baltar.
Yeah.
But I also think that I don't think there is any other way to do it.
Yeah, you can't have trials for every single person.
If you're not going to have the secret trials, which I would be for, if we're doing public versus secret trials, I think you have to have the secret trials, but I think you have to have a tribunal of people that you trust, not these 6 knuckleheads.
Yeah, I think you have maybe you have 3 from New Caprica, you have 3 from the Pegasus, and 3 from the Galactica. That's what I would do. That'd be my.
Yeah, I mean, you got 6 people, and 2 of them are Ty and Starbuck,
who just want to murder who are drunk and want to kill people.
How impartial could Starbuck doesn't even look at evidence. She completely blows off evidence that was told to her.
Well, and that's what's so crazy. They brought her in their room and they're like, "Here's our evidence for Gaeta," and she's like, "Guilty." Like She doesn't care. But I think that's the whole point of that. Like, they pretend, and they really think in their mind what they're doing is fair and just, right? They really think they're looking at the evidence in those moments. And that's where Anders is like, nah. And that's why he walks out, right? But they still think they're right.
And I think Chief has a conscience,
and
too.
Chief does, too. And he realizes it at that point, and that's when they disband it. I love how they all just walk away from Gata, though, instead of being like, bro, so sorry. You were
my bad.
You're our hero. Thank you. But they're just like, okay. Like, there's people who literally just walked away. Like, Starbuck just walks away.
Well, she's a scumbag.
She's pissed off and walks away. So did the other one.
She wanted blood. They all wanted blood. That's why they walk away.
Yeah.
They just want blood.
That's why they're doing it.
That's true. It's not about justice. It's about
revenge.
Vengeance.
I am vengeance.
I am the knight. I am
Ty.
Colonel Ty. All right. Anything else from this episode?
Nah, bro.
No.
That was a lot to talk about.
It was, but I think
Yeah.
there was more to talk about in that episode than there.
Torn?
Am I the only one that when I saw this episode was really disappointed that Natalie Imbruglia's Torn was not in this episode?
Yes.
I was very, very sad.
I was disappointed too.
I was like, Torn. And I'm like, wait. There's no reference to this? She's an actress too.
She was adorable back in the day.
Love that song.
I don't even think that's the same song.
Not at all.
Not even close. Oh, fun fact, that's a cover song.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
What's going on? Nothing's right, I'm torn.
Okay, that's not good, but that is the song.
Yeah. All right, so.
I don't think I have Nick Sings on here. I gotta add that.
All right, plot. Starbuck can't fly anymore.
Good.
She's a hot mess. Apollo strips her of her flight status. Ty is drinking like a drunk.
Ty.
Yeah, he's going nuts.
Tying one on.
And he and Starbuck are best friends now, which that's their first sign that something is wrong.
Yeah.
Those
Something's
two
definitely wrong.
hated each other, and now they're like best friends, and they're drinking, and they're just insulting people and treating people like garbage all the time. Like
who would do that?
Turning the fleet
Just the
against
people
each
on
other.
Galactica stayed up there because they weren't on the ground.
So they're doing this, and finally Adama gets absolutely disgusted with them, walks in with a gun, puts it on the table, and says, shoot me. One of you has to shoot me. Power play, man. Power play. And he's basically like, you're tearing apart my fleet. Starbuck, you're dead to me. You were like a daughter. Now you're a malcontent. Get off my ship. Ty,
loved
he
it.
says, lock yourself into the room until you turn into who you used to be.
We forgot something on the other episode I want to talk to you about.
Yeah. Lock yourself in your room until you can be who I want you to be. And he's like,
That guy's gone.
That guy's dead.
I had a boner that whole scene. That was a great scene.
It was a great scene. Gata is reconstructing Gaius Baltar's work on the location of Earth. And they find it. It's an Alliance Head Nebula. And
Go
then,
figure. Baltar's helping the Silence find it.
And then Sharon needs a new call name. Boomer was someone else, so they choose the name Athena. So her new call sign is Athena. Meanwhile, in the Cylon fleet, the Cylons are basically like, we're going to murder you unless you can find a way to help us. And he's like, I'll help you find Earth. So he starts helping them find Earth, and he sends them to this nebula, and a base star jumps there, and all of them are dying of a mysterious disease. So Baltar volunteers to go there out of self-preservation, not out of act, because Six initially says this is a true act of
a selfless act.
Selfless
a truly
act.
selfless
It's
act.
not a selfless
No.
act. It's self-preservation. He gets there, and they realize there's like a human weapon on there that wiped out all the Cylons. And
Good.
a Six who's dying is basically like, you did this intentionally. You're trying to murder us. Blah blah blah. And he's like, no. He chokes her to death and kills her. And he reports back to the base star, and he tells them,
clear.
He's nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here, guys.
Nothing to see here. The Cylons abandon the infected base star. Later, Athena and Racetrack discover the base star while scouting the nebula in the Raptor. And episode ends.
Last episode, old man calls Lee fat again.
Oh, he does.
I was like, damn.
Oh, what was it about jumping? He's like,
Jump roping. Yeah, it was. I have a jump rope or something calling my name. He goes, keep jumping.
keep jumping.
Damn. Will Adama's a
And
brutal.
it's like, Adama, your BMI is a little high
look,
too,
look in the
my
mirror,
friend.
bro.
I was a little frustrated with how quickly
lost the
Apollo
weight.
lost the weight.
I think it's supposed to have been quite a few months, though.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they hinted at.
Like, I think,
All right, well.
like, we're jumping time a little
in
bit
the
right
same
now.
episode, he was one scene. He was still like half fat, and
He was like, "You've been working really hard at this. Good job."
then they
Yeah.
had the homoerotic scene where he has his shirt off and he's sweating, and I'm just like fanning myself.
I know. I had to pause it multiple
Yeah.
times. Ooh, I had to get up and...
Meanwhile, your son's like, "Why are you pausing this, Dad?"
Dad, is something wrong? You're breathing really heavy. Nothing.
It's 3 donuts I just had.
Sorry, we're baiting again.
You. Frack you, man.
But he looked good. What did he lose? He said, "Never let me get this way again."
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And Hilo said something snarky to him. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, he's back to being ripped. So this episode, Starbuck is a train wreck, and
So I'm gonna go off with nerd stuff first.
yeah,
The command structure. So
I get where you're going here.
Lee went from captain of his own ship
Battlestar, yeah.
to 4th in command.
I think he's 3rd in command.
No, because it was Hilo, and I think Ty was under Hilo, and then
No, Ty. I don't think Ty's under Hilo right now. I think Ty.
I think Ty is just kind of there.
I was
at the
trying to figure that
moment.
out because I'm going. So he went from commander of his own ship to even 3rd in command.
Keep in mind,
Yeah.
Lee didn't want command of a base star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, but it was like, damn.
I think Adama needed him to do that.
He needed them. Yeah, he needed someone he could trust. He needed someone with high morals on that ship, right?
Because Pegasus was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean, you had
Battlestar
Lee.
Galactica is too.
You
Well,
had
now it is.
Now it is. I mean,
Before what? I mean, before
it was a well-oiled machine.
it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
But
but
because Ty was in command.
no.
When
Ty.
I had this ship,
Can we all agree if Ty was in command right now, everyone would have been airlocked by
he's
now?
just like Kane.
But I mean, can
Yeah, he is right now.
He's
Can
just
we
like
all-
Kane. I'm just like Kane.
He is. He's turning.
But can we
Admiral
can we
Kane.
all see that Ty is sort of in command of this everything? He's in command of something else, and it's going to shit again.
Exactly.
Like he's
Yeah, because he's doing it for the wrong reasons, right? Like he's letting
down
his
on
personal feelings.
on New Caprica. It was he had morality. He was doing things for the right reasons. The reason he had
I don't
the
think he had
undergro-
morality, but he was.
I think he did.
he had direction.
He had
He
he
had
had
direction.
purpose. He had
Purpose.
purpose.
Maybe
I had
Purpose
a
is the better
purpose to
word.
He doesn't
drive
have
them
purpose
coasters
right
off my planet.
Yeah, because morality is not suicide bombing. Morality is not what he was doing.
Nah.
We talked about
6
this.
to 1, half dozen of the other.
We've talked about this, and you agreed you were wrong.
No.
He agreed he was wrong, right? Yeah, exactly.
No, I agreed that suicide bombing was the answer.
But it's not a moral decision. And you said, ask someone who's been captured if they care about morals.
Maybe I did say that.
Yes, you did. Direct quote. Direct.
Do you
I wish
listen-
I had a sound clip where I could just hit it. Oh,
that
wait.
sounds like almost everything I say.
That's our entire show.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
That's when we post stuff on Facebook.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway.
That's a really long clip.
It really is.
So Ty can't do anything right, basically.
Yeah.
Right now. I mean, he was better with the beard. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Lost it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There is a scene early, too, where the mom comes in with Casey and is like, the kid
Yeah.
wants to see you. And she's like, keep this kid away from me as well.
That's how I am with children, though. I
Yeah.
empathized.
I don't.
That's
I
the
don't
most
need it.
likable she's been to you.
I totally understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need a
Get that-
2-year-old friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody does.
Get that thing away from me.
Yeah. It's like,
Who's looking for a 2-year-old friend?
Hey,
if
actually-
you're not 2.
Was it kid 2? Or was it
That's what she's-
5?
Oh, you know what?
I think that kid was like 4 or 5.
If that kid was 5, fight that kid,
Yes.
Starbuck.
Yeah. I don't know. That kid was, well, maybe that kid
A
was.
Galactica 2 is probably an Earth 5.
Something for later.
Well, that's true because their time works differently.
Sure.
Let's just assume all kids are 5. Let's do that. Let's start there.
We should go to a kindergarten class and bring her a gospel.
Oh gosh. Okay, so that scene. Let's talk about that scene with Adama and Starbuck and Ty because that was a really good
Well,
scene.
do you want to talk about what led to this?
Because
scene?
you're just jumping right to the
'Cause
end.
you're
I
now.
am. I'm sorry.
because
okay.
they spiral.
They do.
I mean,
spy-
they're going.
and it's
they
not.
they spiral even
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah, and they basically fully like they say that they're intentionally hanging out in the pilot's room, intentionally
Yeah.
poisoning the well, saying things.
Who was it that ratted him out? Was it Gata again?
It was Hilo.
No, it was Hilo.
Yeah.
Hilo.
Okay.
So let's start with this. Okay, this is a good thing to talk about. You have Starbuck and Ty arguing with Kat, basically saying you have no right to talk about sacrifices. You had it comfortable up on the Battlestars. Like you were living it posh. You had 3 square meals a day. Is that a fair argument to make, especially when he was the one who chose to leave the Battlestar?
I think it's an irrational argument, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah.
I think that yes, their situation may have been more ideal, but not ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, they were feeling survivor's guilt for being up there. I'm sure they were. And you saw it on Dama during those first couple of episodes where he's frustrated they couldn't do anything, and the drills weren't working, and you saw it in the pilots too. So I mean, they had it quote unquote easier.
Yeah.
Much easier.
Much easier.
But it's not a fair way to attack them.
Yeah.
It's irrational, and it's a passion because that's his perception.
Right.
And yeah, they had it rough on the planet, especially him.
Yeah.
But no, it's not fair.
Is it a good reason to make an us versus them argument though? Because he's
in your head, absolutely this.
Yeah.
Very easily.
And that's what they're doing.
We
right?
make that out over less things.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Xbox, PlayStation,
Discovery.
First of all, that's legit.
Yeah. That one's not an argument. That's just.
Anyone want to buy a PlayStation 5?
I told you. Just save it for a little bit. I'll get it.
Really?
I want to put it right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should sell your Xbox.
Yeah.
No.
Or just throw in the garbage.
Yeah.
I love my Xbox. I'm almost about to hit 100,000 in my gamer score.
Nerd alert.
All right.
Nerd alert.
Back to this conversation.
Nerd.
Because I was thinking about this when Ty is ripping on Kat. I wanted to be like, even from a rational standpoint, like, what is Kat supposed to do? Was she supposed to, were they supposed to jump the base star in there and go on the planet and suffer with them? Like, is that what you wanted,
They
Ty?
were the smart ones that didn't go on the planet.
Right. Like, what do you want, Ty?
So, in a way, he's also feeling stupid for going
is this
down
his
there.
own guilt, maybe?
Well, yes. He's like, I shouldn't have gone down there.
It's almost like a jealousy factor.
You start to justify what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buyer's remorse.
And then, you have him and Starbuck both, ripping on him for it. It's like, you made your choice to go down to the planet.
Yeah.
You accepted the consequences and the risk. We told you the
Baltar
Cylons
as your
could come.
friggin' president.
I know,
what's the one sign to not to
Didn't
go?
they want to go down there?
Ty was slow to go down there.
But didn't Starbuck want to go?
I think they just showed her down there.
They just showed her down there, but Ty had to be talked into it by Ellen. Big surprise.
Nah.
And then he had to offer. But so part of me gets it more with Ty than with Starbuck losing her cool, because Ty had to sacrifice his own wife. He had to kill his own wife.
Yeah, but
I mean, for some of us, that sounds like a good reason. That sounds like a good thing.
And
But others of us are happy in our
Some of
marriage.
our wives would say the same thing about their husbands.
Yeah.
yeah, I see that as what are you gonna do?
I mean, things could be worse.
Yeah, she could not have been sacrificed.
I mean, Ty gave a lot. He lost a freaking eye.
Oh,
What did he say to Kat? Something about go find my eye or something like that?
that was
or?
a Gata. He said it's a Gata when he came on the CIC.
Oh, yeah, that's right. In the last episode, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but then even in this episode, wasn't Ty going on the CIC yelling at people as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Adama
Well,
had
he's a loose cannon. They're out of control.
They are. That's the thing. It's one thing for them to be angry on their free time or whatever and put that stuff away.
But they're poisoning the well.
They're poisoning
is what
the
they're
well.
doing.
Yeah, and that's what
On
Adama
purpose,
says, right? They're on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
What is their end goal?
To make people miserable like them. What
Is that their end goal?
I don't think they have an end goal. They're spreading misery. They're a cancer, like you said. There's
to
no
his
end
point,
goal.
people who are miserable want other people to be miserable.
Yes.
So they can say, I'm not the only one.
So they want people to feel like they do.
Yeah.
I mean, how many? We all have those people in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, me.
Whereas,
Yeah, but I got away. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
still trying to make me miserable.
I'll take your eye out if that'll make you feel better.
No, I'd like to keep both. I mean, they're not, 100% perfect, but I'd still like to keep both of them.
That's a good point.
they're
I get
perfect in my eyes.
you. Mm,
Maybe your eyes aren't perfect then.
Oh, they're fucked up. They're fracked up.
they're
fracked
fracked up. They're
Mr. Rob.
I gotta start saying fracked.
It's a good word, man. It grows
Is it?
on you after what?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It really doesn't.
What was it?
Frack, yeah, it
was
does.
Firefly that had substitute swear words too, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I never watched Firefly.
Really?
Yeah, I never watched.
It's not bad.
It's only like 8 episodes too.
No, it's a season.
Oh, is it 21 episodes?
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Okay.
It's a good show. It's fun.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
We could watch it on this show after TNG.
We could.
Sure.
We could.
One season, I can do that.
Well, 2 people haven't watched the show, kind of like what we're doing right now.
That's true.
That's true.
That's a good point. Ooh, show meeting.
Show
later.
meeting.
Yeah,
On air.
but you picked the first one, which we hadn't seen.
That's-
He picked the next one, which we
you-
hadn't seen.
Now you would pick the
No,
next
he
one.
watched DS9 was just years ago.
years
Oh.
and years ago. And
And we didn't really pick
And
it.
frankly,
it's how
I
we started
didn't-
doing this.
And frankly, I didn't watch the whole series. Like I missed quite a few episodes. I even missed seasons of DS9. So there were some episodes I saw for the first time.
Fake nerd.
Yeah. Anyways, where else do we want to go with?
I mean,
Do we wanna-
by the point, Adama gets to by
He
the
didn't
point
have a
he walks
choice.
into the what is it, the rec room,
Yeah.
and
Pilot's
says
room.
give me the room.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, please.
One thing about-
somebody whoop their ass, please.
And then I thought Admiral Kane is coming back because he's like, give me your firearm. Oh, shit. He's going to blow her away.
boom, boom.
One thing about Edward James Olmos is he has a presence.
He does.
He really, really
And
does.
he
He is
he
he
never
is very
yet-
much like Cisco in that
Avery
way.
Brooks, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't yell. He grumbles, right? When he's talking with them. Oh,
Avery Brooks has a presence, but I think the character Cisco had more of a presence.
He had a
than,
charm about him, too.
Yeah, I think the characters and the way that the actors portray them is very on a similar plane.
Okay.
Like they don't get too hyped up. They're pretty even keeled, but they're very deliberate in their thought process, their delivery, the way that they command.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm looking up some good quotes from that episode in the meantime. So start talking about that.
Well, he
internet.
basically tells them they're two shitbags.
Yeah, basically, and walks in there and says,
He said-
shoot me because you're basically
Yeah.
doing it anyway.
He demands Starbucks firearm, and says, "I want one of you to pick up this firearm and shoot me."
Yeah. The symbolism
He
was
said,
there.
he said, "Grow a pair."
Yeah.
Yeah, to Starbuck, right?
Yeah, and then he like kicks Starbucks' ass off the chair, and
Oh, yeah, he did.
You're going to kick me out of my chair too, Bill?
I mean, I get it. Starbuck is.
I want to kick her out of a chair too.
I would like to kick her out of a chair.
I'm really going to do this episode in his voice. One of
But
these episodes.
Ty, I really believe isn't. He is a different person.
Yeah.
Starbuck
With a good reason.
Starbuck, I think, is going through some stuff, but I think Ty is a completely different person.
I'd agree with that. Starbuck can come back from it.
And
I don't think
sort
Ty
of
can come
become the Starbuck that Adama knew before,
Yeah.
or at least a
Or
much
knew-
closer
yeah.
approximation.
Yeah.
Ty gone. He gone.
He gone. And he admits it. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't just walk away. He says he's dead, man.
That he doesn't exist anymore.
He doesn't exist no more.
And you won't. And he said you won't see me again either. And then he spirals into
A drunken depression.
It was basically like a 3-minute montage of him drinking in every room on the Galactica.
Oh,
But good for respect for that. You can hold his liquor.
man.
I mean, he was stumbling like hell.
But
I've-
he's not thrown up.
So here's the difference between Starbuck and Ty right now, though, is I don't feel for Starbuck. I feel for Ty. Like, I
Agreed.
see
Hard
why
agreed.
he's hurting. I can understand why he's spiraling, and it fits him as a character, too, I think, to an extent. Because this guy...
Well, I think they did a better job in those early episodes showing his journey than they did Kara's.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason being is that they showed her at the place, but the clips were short.
Yeah.
They weren't as focused as Ty's journey in those first few episodes. So I think it's easier as a viewer to sympathize with Ty.
yeah, the first shot we have of Ty in this season was of him laying naked on the floor without
Hot.
his eye. Mm-hmm.
I got that one for you, Joe.
Hot.
Mhm.
Hot.
I was mid yawn.
So we were feeling sympathetic for Ty almost right away, right?
Word.
And this is a guy who, when you saw him, you initially saw him on the planet and he was happy with Ellen. And then when you see him again,
Yeah.
because you saw him in the finale, in the season 2 finale.
Because they just went down to the planet.
You saw him in the season 2 finale when they finally decide to go to the planet. him and Ellen.
Yep.
And then he sees Starbuck for the first time and she hugs him, which, you know. Oh, and Starbuck cuts her hair, symbolic cutting of the hair.
Ugh.
So
I hate when shows do that.
Are they saying that that's her committing to going back to
Yes.
Focused? Okay, because she was in uniform too, so I was guessing.
Yeah,
that.
because then she goes to visit Casey as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yep.
The kid gives her a
But
hug.
she also has her bag and she's leaving Galactica.
Good.
Is that because, like, even though I got to fix my crap, he said to get off my ship?
Fine.
I can't remember what happens.
Yeah, I
with her
can't
after
remember.
this,
I
actually.
was torn on the symbolism of what was going on there.
Yeah, obviously there's a little bit of like I got to get my crap together. She goes and see Casey, but she has a bag.
But where's
to
she
leave.
gonna go?
I got nowhere else to go. Officer and
There's
gentlemen,
12
you're
other
welcome.
ships or whatever there is. She
Yeah,
can
but
go
those.
to.
Yeah.
She's going to the prison ship.
Good. She should.
Ooh, go live with Zarek. Oh, but is he the vice president though? After we never talked about that.
They didn't establish it. They didn't say if
Would
he
you
was or
make
not.
him the vice president after that, or would you be like, I have to get rid of him now because what if this comes out?
I don't know. I was under the impression that he was,
I
because they
I
they
kinda
had
was
the
too.
agreement,
Well,
and then they never
Went back.
discussed that point again, even after it came out that he was the one who signed off on the circle jerks.
Well, I agree that that they didn't. I'm still left with the impression that he is, but it wouldn't surprise me if next episode they say he's not.
Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what's funny? Is we haven't even discussed.
We haven't even discussed Baltar's story.
because that's such a boring story point.
First of all, it was cheesy. It was very artsy the way they filmed it. And
It was so cheesy.
With the piano
Yeah.
playing in the background.
and the hazy lens.
I didn't mind the music. I did not like the cinematography part of it.
Terrible.
no, I
Terrible.
didn't either.
It took me.
And
right-
that first scene where they're on the beach or whatever, you can tell that those are voiceovers
Uh-huh.
because they never
That was a good first scene, though.
Well, I mean, because she looks good in a bikini.
I thought Baltar looked good.
He's a bum.
Okay.
But I mean,
I wish that I could grow hair like that. Like, I could stand it though. I'd give it a try.
he
Oh,
needs
like
a haircut.
Baltar?
His
Yeah.
hair looks like shit.
Well, right now it does. Yeah. I mean, like,
I
they
don't like
basically give him nothing. He's just sleeping on a Chase lounge. That thing would be so bad for your back.
Good.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, how uncomfortable would that be? That's what a 39-year-old man thinks about.
Oh, I got to do yoga just watching it.
He's just sleeping on that chair. So he's a captive of the Cylon. But like, what's so weird is he a captive or not though? Because initially they're like, you can come with us because you were right. They offered him a space, but he's a captive.
He's a captive more than anything.
Yeah, and
He's their token human.
Well, what I find interesting is they see it as a selfless act. Everything with his is selfish.
Well,
yeah, oh yeah,
She sounded surprised. It's a truly selfish act.
But then
selfless act. And then she realized at the end it wasn't because
because
there's the weapon on.
even he can't tell the truth anytime. He cannot do the right thing at any point ever.
And that's the thing. Like, what would it have hurt to have been like, I got there and there was a weapon on there
Well-
that looked ancient.
Well, he was saying. Well, she was whoever that was the six on the ship
That was
saying,
dying.
You put this there. You put this there. So he didn't want it out. That
Okay, because he has that power.
yeah, exactly. It's
Like-
Right.
It's the
Because
dumbest.
he's liked by the humans right now. Like, they hate him.
It's the dumbest thing. He should just said, yeah, there was this device on there. Don't know what it was.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
He is a total idiot.
And now he's dug himself an even deeper hole because what was it, 6?
Yeah.
Six
She
saw
saw
the
that.
images and
And she zoomed in and looked at him at that point.
he doesn't know that she knows, but
She knows. She knows. You know, this reminds me of some of those Star Trek episodes where the A plot is really good and the B plot is really bad. And this is one of those B plots that's not really good at all. There was some good nuggets in there. I like the idea that the base stars look plain because they project what they actually want it to look like. That was kind of a cool idea, cool imagery behind that. I like the fact that they're showing the Cylons breaking down and arguing with each other. They're not unified anymore like they used to be. They used to be totally unified. Now they're falling apart. That was kind of nice. I like the hybrid a little bit more. You're getting to see a little bit more of the hybrids, and
Remind me of the movie Minority Report.
it does a lot like Minority, but this was before Minority Report.
No, it was not.
Let me.
I think it's the same.
I think
timeframe.
it's the same time frame. Now that
Minority Report is before this.
Well,
Minority Report was 2002. So
Bam.
yes, Minority Report was first.
and wasn't that a book beforehand?
Yes, Minority
Yes.
Report was. Wow. So I wonder if he did intentionally borrow from Minority Report for this.
Precogs.
Gosh, that's a good movie.
That's a very good movie.
Gosh, a really good movie.
Potential movie review for
I'm
non-Trek.
100% game.
We actually got to
it's
redo.
sci-fi.
We got to do
Beyond.
Beyond soon.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
We got to do Beyond soon.
I mean, it's hard
actually
sci-fi.
that might have to come up in late July when I'm away at camp and
Okay.
Show
gone
meeting.
for a
Show
couple
meeting.
weeks. Okay, show meeting. Okay, so
I love that we do these.
We
on air.
fully admit
I
that
love it.
we fully admit that the Gaia storyline sucks right now.
Blows.
But we get more about there's the 7 models. We hear that, and then there's 5 models that they don't talk about.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about those 5 models.
We
So we know
don't talk
that.
about models.
We don't talk about the other 5. And she's distraught. And he starts
Well,
thinking he's a Cylon.
I'm willing to put.
Bro.
I'm still willing to bet that Chief is one.
Okay. Eli gave me some bets.
Oh yeah,
Chief? You think Chief?
100%.
Even though he lost a freaking eye and got tortured.
That's
That's Ty.
Oh, Chief. Galen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tyrrell.
Tyrrell. Yeah.
Galen Tyrrell.
Okay. Whatever.
I always get his name wrong.
Chief.
I don't even know. It took me forever to figure out when you were saying Tyrrell that you meant Chief.
Oh, yeah.
Don't start with the first name stuff.
Yeah. Just
Just call him Chief.
stick to primary name.
All right.
Designations.
Please
Chief.
don't speak on Chief like that, saying he's a Cylon.
I'm telling you, he's a silent. Because that one episode where he woke up and he beat the crap out of Kelly
Oh, he.
because he was having weird dreams in his underwear.
To be fair, he
Yeah.
went to Pound Town.
Cylon.
Pound Town. He went to Pound Town.
Cylon.
That's why. That's your whole theory.
And I'm
they have a kid together.
I'm relatively convinced
and
that the
Kelly-
Ties are Cylons.
I hope Starbucks a Cylon.
Yeah.
They have a kid together. Kaylee
Yeah.
and
So does
Yes.
Chief.
so does Boomer and
It's
and
a half. It's
Hilo.
a half Cylon.
But they were saying how almost impossible it was.
But they were in love because these Cylons is so tacky. They're in love, so everything's
They're
possible
love.
through love.
Love.
All you need is love. Ba-ba-da-da-da.
All I need is good music.
Let's go to rating, gentlemen.
Show meeting.
Uh-oh.
What the hell, Rob?
I know. Like, why do you got to do that, bro?
Ugh.
Why do you got to do and crush our spirit? You know
It's
what?
not crushing my spirit.
You know what?
It's-
Here's what I'm going to do for you next week. You know how I have...
You love Scrubs and you hate the Beatles. I'm just saying.
I'm
No,
going to have...
I hate them. I just think they're
I'm gonna
terribly
have
overrated.
I'm going to have a new sound clip on here about Tool next week to
Oh.
mock Tool. To make up for with Joe, with Dave Matthews.
You know the
It's not gonna
soundboards.
make
You know
up.
the soundboard's here with me all the time, right?
I know. And I'm trying to figure out how I'll
and
do
I,
it.
And I can wage war.
I know. It would be fun. Our viewers would hate it.
Yeah.
All you need to do is grab the audio clip from earlier when he said I love Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Dr. Cox.
No.
I just realized something. Wait,
That we're
What?
recording a podcast?
Yeah.
2 is on mute the whole time. Who's on 2?
No, we can hear you the entire
Wait,
time.
I must have hit it or something.
Yeah, I
must
think
have
you
hit
must
it.
have elbowed it.
Wow. I panicked for a second. I'm like, no! We lost all the audio!
Wouldn't have been the first time.
It was just me, so nothing important.
All right, we should probably wrap it up because Nick's gonna screw this whole.
I know he's gonna
thing
hit the
up.
yeah. He's
Yep.
gonna rating. Joe, go.
Oh, Billy.
I miss Billy.
My biggest regret is we didn't get that clip soon enough.
Yeah, we
I
needed more.
know.
We needed that for Billy all the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
We need to find characters named Billy just so we can drop that.
Let's pick a show. William Riker.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy. We're good. We're good.
Yep.
We're
We
good.
got 7 seasons
We
coming
got
up.
7 seasons of Oh Billy coming. Okay.
Buckle in.
Yep.
Okay. So let's rate these episodes. Let me pull up the file.
What is it? Contributors, conspirators,
Collaborators,
collaborators.
which is the name of a DS9 episode. Collaborator.
Yeah.
I'm a collaborator.
This is the sequel to that episode.
3.
Collaborator, and is that your actual episode rating?
No.
Okay. Collaborator,
8.
Collaborator, and Torn. Okay. Who wants to start?
I'll start. I'll do. My first instinct's a 5-5.
5-5. Wow. I didn't think it was. I thought it was like a. I thought this was like a 6-5 to 7.
I'm gonna say 7.
Joe, you're such a flake.
I thought it was.
It was a good episode.
Sign those.
It was really good. It was a good episode for stuff to talk about.
That was all right.
It's good meat.
It was all right.
Okay, well, Torn. A plot was great. I give the A plot an A+. I give the B plot. I give because of like where it led to the final scene. Like
I like the final scene.
But I give the B plot like a D.
It's nuts.
D's nuts. So I give this episode a 6.
5.
I thought you were gonna say 9.
5.
I'm still with you, like 6, I think.
Yeah, 6. So you liked this episode better than
Yeah, that
Collaborators?
I like the scene with Dama. That kind of
Dama.
carried it to me.
Okay.
That carried the whole episode.
It really did.
It redeemed like anything. I was like meh on before, other than by
The entire episode as a whole is a steaming pile.
Oh yeah, it would have been a lot lower without that.
It wasn't the best.
But
episode.
that scene was great.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I feel like we have. I'm trying to remember. We might be in a lull point here for a while.
Oh, looking that way.
That's okay. Joe rate him 9s.
I rated that a 5. Lower than you two nerds.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Are you nerd shaming us?
No, I'm just calling your name.
Fair enough.
I said nerds in my sermon at church the other day too. I talked about nerds being in the church, and people stared at me, and I'm like, no, nerds is not a bad term anymore.
I know. I was there.
It's a term. Yes, you were. It's a term of endearment.
I was at Comic-Con.
You heard. We'll talk about this off air. Actually,
I went to Mr. Nick's church.
Yeah, he experienced something that was horrifying to me. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about.
Now
it
I'm
afterwards.
curious.
Oh,
You might know what I'm talking. We'll talk about it afterwards.
All right. You want to talk about it on Patreon?
Oh, we could.
Oh, yeah.
That could be a Patreon.
Yeah.
That actually could be a Patreon
All right.
conversation. But
all
ladies,
right, wrap it up.
Yeah, ladies and
Find us
gentlemen.
on socials. Do all that shit.
Yeah,
Bye. See ya.
Patreon, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. 494.
Hold on, we gotta play the outro
734
music.
494 0980. Comment, like. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
I do want
it-
to say that.
I
Thank
think
you
it-
for
it
your
sounds
continued
like-
listening to us.
The metrics, it sounds like we've gained some listeners. Comic-Con was a big success. Our panel at Comic-Con
Yeah, the panel brought in everybody.
was a rousing success.
Yeah. And arousing suspense.
And a rousing success.
I just can't believe how well attended our panel was.
Yeah, it was-
It
I
blows
can't
my
believe how
mind.
attended it was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing. We changed lives, gentlemen.
We saved lives.
We did. We did. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for keeping up with us today. We appreciate it.
And we'll have a Patreon up soon, apparently.
Join
Yep.
us next week when we review Measure of Salvation and Hero. We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye.